regular pea removal plan is limited to crop removal of the applied phosphorus instead of being based on soil test, and is usually used for fields that have a fertility index value for phosphorus of 100 or greater. If manure is used as a phosphorus nutrient source, only a single manure application may be applied. Newman has the pea removal for most crop codes already entered into the software. To create a pea removal plan, select the crop from the list, add a yield goal, and click Regular Pea Removal checkbox at the bottom of the Scenarios page. The marker at the left of the crop grid and the Organics box on the Scenarios page will change color to purple to indicate that planning for this field represents a special case scenario. Additional columns will appear to the right of the crop with information on the pounds of phosphate per unit yield and the phosphate removal rate for that crop and yield. To account for phosphorus removed with straw, right-click on the crop name for the small grain. The phosphorus pounds per unit cell in the grid will turn green and the pea removal amount increases to indicate that straw is being removed. Note that double crops are not eligible for use in regular pea removal plans and cannot be added. To view fertility recommendations, go to the Recommendations tab. The crop will be listed in the upper right-hand box of the page along with the reference number of the organic material chosen. The nutrient management recommendation displayed in the recommendation grid will be limited by the phosphorus uptake for the selected crop. Remember to edit the time to incorporation to reflect the planned field management operations. You may wish to print the regular pea removal worksheet for the farmer's information. Click on the printer symbol on the toolbar, choose the fields you would like to print, and choose Pea Removal Transport option on the print page. A transport pea removal plan refers to plans that will be transporting poultry manure under the Maryland Department of Agriculture's Manure Transport Program. For fields with a fertility index value for phosphorus between 101 and 150, a farmer can use manure using phosphorus, expressed as phosphate, removal as a limiting factor. An entire chapter of regulations guide poultry litter transport plans. See this information on MDA's website. On the Scenarios page, apply a single manure to this field and input the application rate. Transport pea removal plans are automatically changed to a preset rate with a single manure. Add a crop and enter a yield goal. Check the box for transport pea removal to mark this field as a special case scenario. The marker at the left of the crop grid and the Organics box on the Scenarios page will change color to pink to indicate that planning for this field represents a special case scenario. Additional columns will appear to the right of the crop with information on the pounds of phosphate per unit yield and the phosphate removal rate for that crop and yield. Under the P balance header to the far right of the page between the Organics and Crops grids are two boxes. One box displays the amount of phosphate per acre provided by the application of the manure at the specified rate. This value can be adjusted by increasing or decreasing the rate of manure application. The uptake box displays the amount of phosphate that can be removed by the crops listed in the crops grid at the specified yield goals. If the final phosphate uptake is not equal to or greater than the total phosphate supplied by the manure, the plan needs adjustment. Since this example shows that only 64 pounds of the 175 pounds of phosphate applied will be removed by this corn crop, modification is needed so that all applied phosphate will be removed. Transport pea removal plans can cover up to 3 crops in a 2-year period because a single crop cannot remove all of the phosphate from a poultry litter application at the limit of technology. For example, if poultry litter is applied to corn and followed by double crop wheat to beans, add crop code 15. Indicate the yield goal of each of the following crops. Now the phosphorus uptake is greater than the amount of applied phosphorus and we can proceed. Display the Recommendations tab. The first crop for the year being planned will be listed in the upper right-hand box and the recommendation for that crop will be shown on the page. Enter the planned days to soil incorporation when using the manure. The Soil Conservation District staff review manure transport plans. They require documentation that the 3 crop rotations chosen will, in fact, remove all of the phosphorus applied in the poultry litter. To show this, click on the printer symbol on the toolbar. Choose the field you would like to print, and choose the pea removal transport option. The Transport Manure Worksheet shows the crop for the year the plan is being developed, as well as the following year, up to a total of 3 crops. It also shows the yield goal and the pounds of phosphate removed by each crop.